Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Russ, and welcome to this introductory lesson of our Clients on Demand workshop. Now, I'm very excited to be able to bring you this information. It is my joy, it is my privilege, it is my honor to be able to share this stuff with you. The information in this course, quite simply, is a recipe for taking your business from wherever it is now to 6 figures per month in income and beyond. And we don't want to just do that by making you work harder. We want to do that by helping you work smarter, so that not only are you going to experience a massive increase in your income, but you're also going to experience a lot more leverage and time freedom and satisfaction in your work. You're going to have total control over your business, over the clients that you want to work with, over the work that you want to be doing, over what you want to be doing with your time, all of the above. So in order to make those things happen, I'm going to be covering a lot of really cool, really in-depth, really detailed, like marketing stuff, like very cool marketing voodoo that is going to show you all the tips and all the tricks and all the funnels and all the fancy stuff to attract a steady flow of clients into your business at the prices that you want. So we are going to be getting to that. But before we do that, I would be very remiss if I didn't give you some kind of idea of the mindset that it's going to take to get there. Because honestly, here's the truth. I can teach you all the slick marketing in the world, but if you don't have the proper mindset, okay, if your brain isn't wired correctly for you to succeed with this stuff, you're going to fail miserably. And it doesn't matter if I'm your teacher or you're using, my system or my stuff or anybody else's stuff. The one thing that I've realized as I've been doing this for the past few years, and I've taken my own business from 0 to 6 figures per month and having a great time doing it. The one thing that I've realized is that it isn't so much about a business model as it is about a business mindset. So right now I'm in mastermind groups of my own. I'm in my own mentoring. I'm in my own programs. I've got my own peers, and everyone is doing really, really well in their business. I'm surrounded by a lot of very successful people. And what I'm finding is that we may all have different business models. We may all have different approaches. Some people are doing a lot of launches, and other people are focusing on webinars like I do. Other people build their business, 100% completely and totally from referrals. But the one thing that we all have in common is this badass, hardcore, do or die mindset. Now, it's easy to talk about that, and a lot of people talk about it, but very few teachers and very few mentors can actually give you a roadmap for cultivating that within yourself. And because of that, they get inconsistent results. When they get a student who comes into their workshop that has the right mindset, just, is a born entrepreneur, take no prisoners, gonna go for it, gonna implement, gonna be ultra productive. When they get someone in their course who's got that mindset, boom, that person gets amazing results. But you might not be that kind of person right now. And if you look inside yourself, you can be honest. If you're terrified of this, if you join this workshop on a leap of faith, you might not feel that way right now. You may not feel like in a total gung-ho place. You might be, you know what, Russ, I'm a little scared about this. I don't know if I can charge high prices. I don't know, what if people think my stuff is no good? What if people think I've got no value to deliver? What if people think I suck and they chase me off the internet with pitchforks and torches like Frankenstein? So you might not be in that place right now. And so what happens with other mentors is they get people in their workshop. Some of those people are in this incredible, off-the-charts, powerful entrepreneur mindset. Those people go, they get awesome results. And other people are maybe where you are right now, where you're a little bit trepidatious, you're a little bit scared. And because those people don't have the proper mindset, they fail. Even though they're getting the exact same instruction as the people who are gung-ho, who are ready to rock and roll, they still fail because they don't have the mindset. So I always look at it like this. My job is to help you build the business you want, okay? My job is to help you, let's say, climb Mount Everest. I'm your guide. I've got the map, I've got the tools, I got everything that you need to get to the top of the mountain, okay? But anybody who thinks that all they need to do to climb Mount Everest is have a great guide, they're fooling themselves. That climb is going to be damn hard. It's going to be scary. It's going to be cold. It's going to be potentially very, very risky and very challenging. And so it's not just about knowing the way up. It's about digging deep within yourself and finding the inner strength and the inner resources that you need to get there. So I can give you the best plan in the world. I can give you the best game plan in the world. I can show you step by step by step how to take your business from wherever it is now to a multi-million-dollar business that makes you happy and gives you strength and gives you maximum fulfillment. I can show you how to do all those things. But what I need from you is to cultivate this badass mindset. Now, if you feel like you're already there, great. What I'm going to do in this lesson is sort of systematize it for you so that if you ever do feel yourself slipping, you ever do feel yourself getting off track, you can refer back to this lesson and have a step-by-step plan for rebuilding that energy and rebuilding that confidence. If you're not in that place right now, if you are trepidatious and you are scared and you are like, Russ, I don't know if I can do this, what I'm going to lay out for you here is my best attempt at giving you a process, a step-by-step process of daily things that you can do to build that mindset into who you are, to make it a part of you, to make it a part of your personality so that it's automatic and you wake up every day enthusiastic and full of drive. When obstacles come your way, you smash right through them, where you're not settling, where you're working with the exact clients and customers that you want at the price that you want, and where you know your value and you know the value of what you've got to deliver and the gifts that you have to give to the world. So that's a big goal for this very first lesson, but hell, you know what? Let's start off right. Let's hit the ground running. So what I want to do is talk about some of the shifts that you need to make right now. And these are the big shifts that make the difference between the people that are earning 6 figures per month or more, or the people that are crashing and burning. Okay, so this I cannot emphasize how important this is. And I know you're probably anxious to get to the good stuff. Russ, give me the good stuff. Show me how to run Facebook ads. Show me how to drive traffic, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get into that. But you need this, okay? This is the gas that goes in the engine. You need the gas, you need the engine. My job is to give you the map. I'm like your GPS. I show you how to get there. But if you don't have your engine running right, you're never going to get where you want to go, okay? So the first concept that I want to introduce you to is a concept that I call the mirror. Now, believe it or not, your business is like a mirror. It's a mirror that is constantly reflecting back to you everything that's going on between your ears. All your fears, all your beliefs, everything that you think you're good at, everything that you think you suck at, all your insecurities, all those things, it's all going to show up in your business. And the mistake that we make as entrepreneurs is we try to change the business. We think that the problem is outside of ourselves. We think the problem is somewhere in the business. Something in the business isn't right. Something in the business isn't working. Well, trying to change that, trying to change your financial destiny by changing your business is just as crazy as if you look in the mirror and you don't like the reflection you see, and you take out a magic marker, you start drawing on the mirror. That's not the way to fix it. If you don't like your reflection, you got to change what is being reflected. You got to change yourself. It's the same thing with your business. And if you guys ever watch those shows like Shark Tank, like The Profit, like Bar Rescue, like Kitchen Nightmares, any of those shows that are out right now, any of those reality shows where, a guy has a failing business and they bring in a guy like John Taffer on Bar Rescue who goes in the business and rants and raves and screams at everyone and yells at everyone and tries to turn the business around. If you watch shows like that consistently enough, you're going to realize that very, very, very rarely, almost never, is the problem in the actual business. The problem is always in the business owner. He's got some fears. He's got some insecurities. He's making some bad decisions. There's something going on with him psychologically that is screwing up that business. And if you watch these shows, the way they turn around the business is they do a little bit of work on the business, sure, but most of the work, 90% of the work, is done in the mindset of the business owner and the mindset of the employees. Now, if you're like most coaches and consultants, you might have a couple people working under you. If you do, great. But for the most part, you are your business. So if we're going to fix that business, we got to fix what's going on between your ears. So what we're about to do together is not about information. It's about transformation. Okay? I'm going to give you the roadmap that you need to succeed, but you have to be prepared to dig deep and to become a new kind of person. Okay? And I'm the best guide in the world when it comes to showing you how to get high-ticket clients in an automated way. There is nobody better on this planet in showing you how to do that than me. But I need you to bring your guts to the table. And when there's a problem in your business, I need you to look inside at yourself, okay? And check yourself and check your mindset and check it against these principles that I'm about to share with you. So the first big principle is just to remember that your business is like a mirror, okay? And that if there's something messed up in your business, the cause of that is inside of you. Now, that can be really scary because it means you've got no one else to blame. You've got no one else to blame. If your business isn't working, it's nobody's fault but yours. But the great thing about that is that it's a lot easier to fix yourself than it is to fix a business. If you've got these problems in your business, it's like, I don't even know how you begin to fix certain things, certain details in your business. But I'm telling you, if you put the focus inside yourself and you focus on changing you, those problems in your business that seem so impossible to overcome and seem so insurmountable are gonna fix themselves very, very quickly. Now, the next principle that I want to communicate to you is that there are two very important traits that every entrepreneur absolutely has to have: guts and tenacity. Now, you've already shown me that you've got some guts by signing up for this course, because probably even just paying the fee for this course or signing up to a course, investing in a course like this, maybe was a little bit outside your comfort zone. But you need guts, and you need guts on a level like you've never had them before. You got to be willing to try new things. Just about everything that I'm going to ask you to do inside this course is outside your comfort zone. The path to hitting your income goals is always, always, always outside your comfort zone, and sometimes far outside your comfort zone. So you need to be willing to make that stretch. You need to have the guts to go after what you want, to make the big moves, to take the risks, and to push yourself and to put yourself out there in a radical and powerful way. Now, the second thing you need is tenacity. Now, tenacity is even more important than guts. Without guts, you're not even going to take the risk in the first place. But without tenacity, you're not going to keep going. Now, I define tenacity as the willingness to keep trying new approaches until you get what you want. Chances are, guys, you are going to go out there and you're going to apply these things that I'm telling you, and you're going to have obstacles that pop up in your way. You're going to be in the middle of a webinar and some technical thing is going to crash, or, Facebook is going to overcharge you for some ads, or, what happened to you what happened to me is going to happen to you, where you're in the middle of a webinar with hundreds of people on it and you're drinking your coffee and you spill your Starbucks latte all over your laptop and short it out completely in the middle of a webinar. Things like that are going to happen. Mentally prepare for them now. And you have to have tenacity so that when you try something and that thing doesn't work, or you hit an obstacle, you keep trying new approaches and trying new approaches and trying new approaches until you succeed. Let me tell you something right now. If all you have is guts and tenacity, you can be a millionaire. You can accomplish everything that you ever wanted to in life. If you have the guts to go out there and try to get the things that you want, and you have the tenacity to keep trying new approaches and keep trying and trying and trying until you get there, then nothing can stop you. And, in a lot of ways, you don't even need me. I can make the journey a hell of a lot faster and a hell of a lot more painless. But you're going to get where you want to go. And God bless you. But if you don't have that guts and you don't have that tenacity and you don't cultivate that within yourself and you don't start right now, you're going to have a much, much harder time than you think. So I'm just going to tell you right now, you are going to hit snags. You're going to fail at certain tiny things. You're going to fail. You know what? When you fail, decide to fail bigger. When you hit challenges, hit back even harder. This is all about how badly you want it. Now, in the next audio session, what I'm going to do is give you my step-by-step formula for achieving this kind of success, my step-by-step formula for building a truly bulletproof mindset. And I call that the guaranteed success formula. I'll catch you on the next audio. All right, guys, now we get into the good stuff. What I want to do in this session is try to distill down for you everything that I have learned about success and the mindset that it takes to succeed. I want to take it all for you and distill it down into 4 key principles that if you stick to them, will get you 99.999% of the way there, maybe 100% of the way there. And just to give you a little background about where this comes from, guys, I am a voracious reader. I read, 2-3 books a week about, psychology, marketing, mastering business, self-help, law of attraction. I mean, everything that comes out, I'm constantly reading it because I'm always looking for that edge, those key ideas that can create a huge shift in the way that my business works. And at the same time, like I told you before, I'm in some really, really high-level masterminds, and I have the great, amazing, good fortune of working with some clients that are doing, $600,000-$700,000 a month right now. And I've been achieving massive success in my business as well. So the more time I spend with these people, and the more that I kind of steep my brain in the way that they think, the clearer the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people becomes. And the difference between happy people and unhappy people becomes. And so what I've managed to do is take all of those learnings and distill them down into 4 key principles that when I stick to them, man, I am unstoppable. My business, the money just flows into my business. I attract incredible clients that I love working with. I wake up in the morning filled with energy and enthusiasm, ready to take on new challenges and take on the day. My business is growing every single day. And just amazing things are happening. Things that seem like coincidence, but you know that they're not. Tiny little miracles that just come out of nowhere and create these huge shifts in my business. They happen almost every day when I stick to these 4 principles. When I get cocky and I start to think, oh, I don't need to do that stuff anymore, I don't need to worry about that stuff anymore, that's when things stop working for me. That's when I start experiencing frustration, and that's when I start to fail. And I'm telling you, nothing external changes. I'm still running the same Facebook ads, I'm still running the same webinars, I'm still running the same promotions. In other words, the how is fine. I'm still sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to my methods. I'm sticking to what I know works. But it's just like I told you before. There's no gas in the tank. There's no fuel in the engine. And so even though my GPS is set right, I'm not getting anywhere. So I want to share these 4 principles with you now, because if there's one thing that I could teach you where you just listen to this and apply this in your life and then just disregard everything else I'm about to tell you in this course, this would be it. Because this is enough. Right here, what I'm about to share with you is enough, where if you take this stuff and you apply it and you run with it, you will succeed. With my help, without my help, with anyone's help, without anyone's help, it doesn't matter. All I can do is speed things up for you, make it faster, make it easier, make it smoother, help you get to where you want to be, help you get maximum results in minimum time. But all you need are these 4 principles, and I swear that if you stick to them and you make them a part of who you are, you will be completely and totally and utterly unstoppable. So I want to share them with you now at the risk of sounding a little bit spiritual or a little bit woo-woo or whatever. But this is the transformation that you need to make. This is what it takes to succeed. And I would be totally remiss if I didn't share this with you, and if I just gave you a bunch of strategies, if I just told you how to do something, but I didn't tell you who you need to be and the mindset that you need to have to follow through and to execute this. So I call these 4 principles the guaranteed success formula, and I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you stick to these, your success is guaranteed. There is no limit to what you can achieve. But if you depart from these things and you don't practice them, hey, you're rolling the dice. Maybe you'll make it, maybe you won't. All right. So if you want to guarantee your success, pay very close attention to what I'm about to show you. Go over it a few times, go over it again and again, and make it a part of your daily routine. All right. So here it is. Here's the 4 principles that I live and die by, that my business lives and dies by. Okay. Principle number 1, when you focus only on victory, God forces you to succeed. All right. Let me say that again. When you focus only on victory, God forces you to succeed. Now, if you don't like the word God, that's okay. You can say the universe. You can say life forces you to succeed. You can say natural law forces you to succeed, because those are all true. I believe God set up the universe this way, that when you focus only on victory, that natural law takes over, that life takes over, and it forces you to succeed. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by focusing on victory is not being obsessed with victory. It's not needing your victory. What I mean is accepting the reality of your victory as an already established fact. It's accepting the reality of your victory as an already established fact. It's feeling the way that you would feel if you suddenly got everything you wanted. And it's allowing yourself to get carried away in the mystery and the wonder and the flavor of that. It's really just becoming intensely interested in what your victory looks like. Okay? So don't misunderstand me here. I'm not suggesting that you develop this ruthless fixation with victory where you need it and you need it and you need it and you're holding on super tight and you're super tense, and when things don't go your way, you freak out and you get angry. That's the opposite of what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is accepting the reality of your victory as an already established fact. All the tension in your life, all the fear in your life, all the frustration in your life comes about when you are thinking about something other than victory, when you're thinking about what you don't want. Think about that. The last time you were upset, the last time you were mad, the last time you were scared is because you're playing a mental movie in your head. And that mental movie is of an outcome that you do not want. So the first thing that you need to do to attract massive success in your life is to stop watching those movies and start watching the movies that show your victory. Now, this is a lot of fun because this means you can sit there and say, man, you know what? I have $1 million a month business. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What kind of clients am I working with? Who are they? What are they like? Are they successful? Are they newbies? Are they responsible? Do they do the things I tell them to do? Yeah, that sounds good. I want clients who do the things I tell them to do. Okay, great. Now, what kind of car am I driving? Do I want the Rolls-Royce Wraith or do I want a carbon black Aston Martin Vanquish? Tough decision. Let's think about that. And I know that sounds like daydreaming, and I know it sounds crazy, but the more time you spend living and breathing and smelling the outcomes that you want, the more your subconscious kicks into gear and says, oh, I understand what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to make this my reality. It perceives a dissonance, and this is a scientific fact, is it perceives a dissonance between what you're visualizing in your imagination and what is happening in reality. And what your subconscious does is it tries to rectify that by making your reality look like what you are envisioning. So when you focus only on victory, God forces you to succeed. When you 110% just spend a lot of your day focusing totally on victory, God forces you to succeed. Okay? Now, this is the fun part, because it means that you're gonna visualize and you're gonna meditate and you're gonna spend a lot of time thinking about what it is that you want. And when you do that, what you're gonna find is that instead of going in the direction of fear and anxiety and tension, you're gonna go in the direction of joy and resourcefulness and peace and enthusiasm. And when you're feeling those things and you're in that state, you're gonna do a much better job of what it is. If I was terrified right now, if I was afraid right now, I wouldn't be able to sit here and talk to you like this and share this stuff with you because I'd be freaking out. It's because I know the outcome that I want. It's because I know what I want my business to look like, and that I believe that it's already there, that I can speak to you about this, okay? And I'll take it another step further. I believe that there is a divine idea of your life and a divine idea of your business, and that when you picture your life as good as it can be, you are tapping into that divine idea. I believe that, think of it this way. If you don't believe in God, in quantum mechanics, they talk about multiple universes, and that there may very well be lots of different universes out there with lots of different versions of you experiencing lots of different lives. So really all you're thinking about is the absolute best one of those. Which one of those little versions of you is living the absolute maximally most amazing, most incredible life out there? So think about that. If you do believe in God, think about that maybe that's how God sees your life. That God sees you as the best you could ever possibly be. Just like when a parent has a child and that parent thinks that kid can do no wrong, and that parent thinks that kid is the smartest, best, most wonderful kid alive. I think that's how God sees you. And I think that's how God sees your life. And when you take a second and you step back and you focus on that victory and you focus on the life that you want, you're tapping into the divine vision of your life. Now, I'm telling you right now, if God sees your life that way, then that's how it really is. That's the truth of it. And so when you think about this victory, that you want, you're just bringing yourself closer and closer and closer to that divine idea of your life. Okay, so that's principle number one. Enough about that. When you focus totally on victory, God forces you to succeed. Now, principle number two, God's will for your life is always something transcending your wildest dreams. Now, this is one of the most powerful beliefs you can bring in there, because it means that all of the stuff that you imagine in principle one, that victory that you imagine, it means that what's really going to happen is going to be even better than that. That what is actually going to happen transcends even that. So you have to know what you want and do not settle. When you settle, that's what happens to you in life. So let me draw this distinction. This stuff about visualization, about visualizing the life that you want, this has become very popular. It's become very in vogue. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are doing a hell of a lot of visualizing and no one's seeing any results. Why? Because they spend 10 minutes visualizing and then they go out and they live their life in a way that totally contradicts everything that they just visualized. They picture the perfect guy, maybe it's a girl out there who's picturing the man of her dreams. right? But she gets into a relationship with a guy that is abusive and is horrible to her. And then she sits there and wonders why visualization doesn't work. It's because she's contradicting that. So you have to create that vision for yourself, but then you have to be faithful to it. And do not settle. Now, this is going to come up in your business in a very direct way. What we're going to do in future lessons is talk about the exact kinds of clients and customers that you want. And I'm going to tell you to only go after those customers and do not settle. And every once in a while, you might be on a webinar with someone, or you might be on the phone with someone, and you get this feeling in the back of your head that, oh, you know what, man? I don't get a good feeling about this person. This person is either going to be disruptive, or they're going to be a pain in the ass, or they're not right for this. Okay? Now that person you're speaking to might be ready to hand you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, or whatever you are charging. It's your responsibility to say no. It's your responsibility not to take that person on as a client, because you know the kind of clients that you want, and you know that that person doesn't fit the bill. You know what you want, and you do not settle. Okay? Now that is only possible when you believe that the right client for you is right around the corner. And if you turn this guy down, something even better is going to come up right away. This is a huge part of the mindset that you need to get into, guys, because if you don't get into it, you're going to undercharge. You're going to sell your stuff for less than you deserve. You're going to make choices like teaching courses that you think are going to sell really well, but that have nothing to do with what makes you happy, that have nothing to do with your area of mastery. You have to understand that you have to focus only on victory, and you have to understand that victory is always something transcending your wildest dreams. You have to know what you want and do not settle, because when you settle, that's what happens to you in life. So that's the second principle, is to know what you want and do not settle. Stick to your guns. If a client is being abusive, if a client is giving you a hard time, kick them the hell out of your program and call it a day. Don't settle. Know what you want and only go for the best. Okay, now, principle number 3. How do we do this? How do we cultivate this? Well, you have to make it part of your daily routine. So principle number 3 is to visualize and meditate every day. Now, there are a million different ways to meditate. I'm just going to tell you the way that I do it. I sit down and I close my eyes and I set aside time for 20 minutes, and I thank God in advance for the things that I want. I thank God in advance for the things that I want. I visualize having all those things as an already established fact. I've got them. They're right here. They're right now. And at first, when you do that, you might feel a little bit of tension. You might feel like, oh, this isn't real. This is never going to happen. Now, why am I doing this? These things aren't real. And it might frustrate you. But believe me, your subconscious is like a dog. You have to train it. When you start training your subconscious, eventually it's going to fall in line. Eventually it's going to start to listen to you. So visualize and meditate every single day. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to get and the more fun it's going to get, to the point where you're imagining every last detail of the stitching on the car of your dreams, where you're imagining the little second hand on your brand new Rolex going tick, 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 faster than other watches do, because that's the wonderful movement that those things have. You're going to see the pressed sapphire crystal on that watch. You're going to see it. You're going to feel it. You're going to live it. And your subconscious is going to work to make those things real. So you have to visualize and meditate every day. You have to set aside a dedicated time to do it. I do it right when I wake up. I actually do it in the shower because I know I'm not going to be bothered in there. I wake up, sit down in the shower for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just visualize the things that I want. Now, as you go about your day, it's up to you to reverse any thought that contradicts your vision. Okay, so throughout the day, stuff happens, man. Like, every once in a while, God, it's been a while, but every once in a while, I'll have somebody who joins this exact workshop and for whatever reason isn't happy. And they come to me and they're like, oh, I'm not happy and I don't like this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I start to have the thought, maybe my workshop sucks. Sure. Almost everyone in there is getting results. Almost everyone in there is having an amazing time. Almost everyone in there is loving it and referring their friends and doing great. But you have that thought, what if my workshop sucks? What if I suck? What if I'm doing the wrong thing? What if what if I'm not supposed to be doing this? Oh my God, this is terrible, blah, blah. We all have those thoughts, guys. Don't beat yourself up. Just reverse it. Have an affirmation or thought that's ready to go. It could just be thank you, thank you, thank you. It could be thank you that this is handled. It could be thank you for my perfect success. So when you have that thought, oh God, I don't know if I should do this. No, just stop. Thank you for my perfect success. And go right back to principle number 1 and just focus right in on victory. Okay, so really, you see how these things fit together. Rule number one, focus only on victory. When you focus only on victory, God forces you to succeed. Number two, know what you want and do not settle. And number three, visualize and meditate on this stuff every single day. And throughout the day, when you have thoughts come up that hurt you, that disturb you, just reverse them with something else. And then finally, number four, how do we take this into the realm of action? Every day, do the most important thing, do it right now, and do only that until it's finished. All right, I'll say it again. Every day, do the most important thing, do it right now, and do only that until it's finished. Okay, so every day you wake up, you make your to-do list. There's a lot of stuff on the to-do list, like organize the kitchen sink, I don't know, return some videos, go grocery shopping. All these things that are not scary. They're not scary because they're not really going to have a huge impact on your life. Nobody's afraid to go to the grocery store. Nobody's afraid to clean up the kitchen. The stuff that's going to change your life is the work that I'm telling you to do in this course, okay? It's reaching out to potential clients and getting them to sign up with you. It's recording your first webinar. It's sending out an email to your list. It's doing all these things that carry with them the possibility of failure. They carry with them the possibility of rejection. What if I put on my webinar and no one comes? What if I do my webinar, there's 100 people on there and nobody buys anything? Those are the things that are going to scare you. Those are the things that are going to make you procrastinate because you think, oh my God, what if? Now, if you're following principles 1, 2, and 3, you're going to have a major defense against this, but you still have to remind yourself every single day that when you see that big scary thing on your to-do list that you really don't want to do, that's the thing you need to do first. That is the most important thing to do, okay? So every day, do the most important thing, do it right now, and do only that until it's finished, okay? So if you just stick to these 4 laws, there's no limit to the income that you can earn, period. And if you break these 4 laws, honestly, nothing that I can teach you will help you, okay? These laws are so powerful, once again, that if you disregard anything else in this course and you just follow those, in 2 months, your life's going to be more amazing than you can possibly imagine. Okay? So you turn these 4 laws, take these 4 laws, and you turn them into your daily routine. So every day you review your list of goals. You review your list of what you want. You sit down, you take 20 minutes, and you visualize. And like I said, I like to actually, while I'm visualizing, thank God in advance that I have these things. You see it, you feel it, you make it totally real to you. What kind of car are you driving? How do you dress? See yourself living the life you want to live, working with the clients you want, giving wonderful service for wonderful pay, and literally let yourself just get lost in the majesty and power of it all and feel yourself saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, and do it over and over again until a wave of peace and contentment washes over you. It's almost like at the very end, you end on a note of just indifference because it's like, I've got it. You know, I drive a really nice car right now. Do I think about it every day? No, I've got it. It's my car. It's in my garage. No big deal. When you visualize enough, you actually get to that point where it's like you're super motivated, but it's like, yeah, I know it's here. I got it. It's taken care of. There's no neediness to it. There's no clinginess. There's no nervousness about it because you know it's handled. Do this every day. Then, during the day, as you go about your business, do not settle for anything less than the best, okay? Now, this is a habit that takes time. If you have clients coming to you that you don't want to work with, do not work with them. If you know that someone's not right for you, but you think you want to take the money anyway, stop, because you will regret it. Every time I've had a bad feeling about someone, but I've taken the money, it's always turned out badly. It doesn't serve me, it doesn't serve them, okay? And as best you can, make decisions from the standpoint of you already having all those things you want. If I had $1 million a month business, would I accept this guy as a client? Hell no. You know what I mean? If I really was in the relationship that I want to be in, would I tolerate this behavior from my partner? Hell no. You know? So you have to live in the reality of what it is that you visualized, and you have to make, and that sometimes means making hard choices. It's going to mean letting go of things. It's going to mean passing up on things that you know aren't right for you. That's the part that no one gets right. That's the part that everyone screws up on. That's the reason there's so many people out there visualizing right now and they're not getting results, is because they don't take it with them into the world and make the choices that it's calling upon them to make. So just know that you have to act with perfect honor and perfect integrity as best you can in your business. You have to hold fast to this vision of the business that you want, and no matter how hard it is, you got to make the right decisions that don't contradict that, okay? So if you're talking to a client that you don't want, drop them and move on to someone else and trust that everything's going to be all right, okay? Now, when a negative thought comes to you, You feel that negative emotional energy, stop yourself and reverse the thought. Have that affirmation ready to go. Thank you works great if you say it with feeling. Thank you that this is handled. Thank you for my perfect success. Even if a negative thought comes to you 100 times in an hour, if you keep reversing it, it will stop bothering you. And like I said before, remember, your subconscious is like a dog. It's the animal part of your brain. You just got to train it. And the way you train a dog is through repetition. So if you do this consistently, very quickly, your subconscious is going to get the message. It's going to jump on board. It's going to wake up excited to visualize. It's going to wake up excited to meditate. It's going to wake up excited to sit down and go to work on the biggest, scariest thing on your to-do list. I know that might sound crazy to you now, but you will get to that point, okay? So again, do the visualization. Make sure that you're holding fast to it, that you're acting with integrity, that you're not settling for less than the best. Make sure that when negative thoughts come up, you take them captive and you reverse them with an affirmation that just cancels them right out. And then every day, do the most important thing on your list. Now, most of the days, so that's going to be executing the plan that I give you in this course. And I don't care how scary it is. What you do is you set a timer for 30 minutes. You shut off Skype, Facebook, Instant Messenger. You shut off your cell phone. You shut off all distractions. And you put your head down and you work for 30 minutes. When that timer goes off, you stand up, stretch, take a 5-minute break, go right back to work, set the timer again for 30 minutes, and do it again. If you can do this for 4 hours a day, you will whip through this course and you will make massive changes in your life, okay? So, again, guys, those are my 4 principles. Just to recap, when you focus only on victory, God forces you to succeed. Number 2, know what you want and do not settle. Number 3, visualize and meditate every day. And when you have negative thoughts, reverse them. And number 4, every day, do the most important thing. Do it right now and do only that thing until it's finished. Do not multitask, okay? If you just do those 4 things, forget about it. You're going to have the most incredible business that you ever dreamt of in your life. It's going to be something beyond your wildest dreams. So I don't want to be spiritual and I don't want to be all woo-woo, but you know what? This is what it takes. And all of the successful people that I know, to the last man, to the last woman, are doing this in one version or another, okay? Success changes you. It's all about you and it's all about your mindset. It's never about your business. The sooner you start getting into this routine, and modify it however you want, do what feels right to you, but the sooner you start this kind of routine, the sooner it's going to become a habit, and the sooner you're going to see massive changes in your life, all right? So, without further ado, now we're going to get into how we actually go about building your business. But please keep this in mind. And when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling stuck in your business, when you feel like you don't have any room to maneuver and nothing is working, I want you to come right back to this recording first. And I want you to check yourself against the principles that I've discussed here. If you're practicing these things, you're going to be bulletproof. If you're not, you're going to be tossed around with the wind. And it's not a good feeling and it's not a good position to be in. All right? I'll catch you guys in the next lesson.